This is Jordan's Cocktail Hour, and I'm your host, Jordan Sol. This is a show for, about, and by LGBT asylum seekers and refugees in the Netherlands, made by COC Limburg. COC is our national LGBT rights organization, and Cocktail is the name of our project for this very special group of newcomers, who I like to refer to as family. However, anyone else who wants to join us is welcome, so welcome everyone to our show. Once again, from COC Limburg Café Rosé in Maastricht, thanks so much to Mika for making all of this happen, and to my co-host, my special amiga, Scott. Our theme today is our group from Muslim countries, and our special guests, who are both from Amsterdam, are Ellie from Secret Garden, and from our group, Aria, who kept it really real during his chat with us. And as usual, Sandro Cortegas with his 5-minute update from LGBT asylum support. Let's do this!
Okay, hi everybody. We are back for episode 6 from Maastricht, and we are really excited to be back.
Hello, I'm happy to stay here. I came to just stay.
Yeah, we're not getting rid of you. We don't know what to do. He just keeps coming back.
Yeah.
So the theme for today, we kind of keep our themes a little loose, but it seems like every time I choose a subject, it just, expands and more people get involved. So the idea today is to talk about people in our group from Muslim countries, or what's perceived to be Arab countries or Arab-speaking countries. But really, that group is really, really big because it's not just the typical countries that people think about. And some of the countries that people think are Arab countries are not even Arab-speaking countries. So there's a lot of confusion there.
Plus, I have heard many times, a lot of people say Muslim people, they just come here and they have it easy. No, it's important to see it's not easy. It's not for everyone that you will just come here and get a status. It's a challenger for all of them.
Right. So before we get into all the interviews, I wanted to still talk about an issue that just keeps going and going and going with the IND, which is that people are getting stopped in their second interview and being told, we're sorry, we have to stop the interview because we need somebody more experienced with LGBT people from the IND. So we have to stop, and then we have to reschedule the interview. And sometimes it takes weeks and weeks for them to get rescheduled. People get really thrown off because they are not prepared for that moment to happen. So the advice I want to give, first of all, is that if you have an interview coming up, make sure that when you go into the first interview, that you ask the IND person, are you the person that's going to interview me for the second interview? And if so, are you experienced enough to do the interview?
Yes.
Because really, how ridiculous is that? That keeps happening.
Yeah, plus they know from the beginning it's an LGBTQ case.
RSTXYC.
Yeah. So I don't understand. People have been waiting for 2 years and then they don't know that it's an LGBTQ case. So that's a little bit confused for me. It doesn't fit just like that.
Well, we talked about it in the first episode, and what I think is that it's a way of stalling the process, or that they're just trying to rush through all the interviews, and if they meet with the people, maybe on paper it seems like they've finished and it looks like they're handling more cases. Honestly, I don't know. If anyone from the IND is watching, please stop it, because it's really, really bad for our group.
Yeah, but plus we need to know, it would be nice to know what's the reason why you are doing that.
Yeah, well, probably may never find out, but the advice is at least make sure that you check on the first interview if the person is experienced, and if they're not, well, I don't know if they'll tell you, but at least you mentioned it and it will go on record, because we are really working on this to see why this is happening and how we can stop it. Luckily enough, I do think at the moment we're in a wave of people getting interviews. So far, a lot of good news, so let's hope and pray.
Yeah, let's hope it keeps just positive.
Yes. Thank you, group, for all the support. We hear you, we see you, and we want to give you all a platform by doing this show. And if anybody has anything that they want to talk about, let me know and we'll put you on.
Jordan, I was really wondering, how do you know about all of it? How do you get all of that information? How do you know what's happening and all of it?
You mean the information about IND?
Yeah, about everything that we talk about here, about the IND, about everything is going on. Let's say.
I don't know. I know a lot of people, and I think a lot of people tell me a lot of stuff. I have a lot of contact also with lawyers. I have contact with many people in the group. a lot of people ask me a lot of questions, which leads me to go search for the answer. So then I have to sometimes talk to people and find out, why things are a certain way. It's actually a good question. I don't know why I know so much. I know a lot about it, and I try to share it and try to use it to help people.
Yeah, well, that's nice because it means like you keep in touch with the group.
Yeah, a lot. Sometimes a little bit too much.
Yeah.
So, okay, so let's get to our first interview for today, which is my lovely friend who I've also known for a really, really long time, Arya, living in Amsterdam, living the glamorous, fabulous life in Amsterdam.
The Amsterdam dream.
Yes. Maybe not, though. So let him explain to us what his journey has been like and what his experience is like here in the Netherlands, which actually became to me the most interesting part of this interview.
Yes, let's have a look.
Yes. Okay, so for today we have my good friend Arya on the show. I thought it'd be really good to invite him because I think that a lot of people don't know that much about your country. So why you would need to come to the Netherlands, coming from your country, being gay. So I thought it'd be nice to bring you on today. So welcome, Arya.
Hi, Arya. How are you?
Hello. Hi, I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
We're good. It's we really love the idea of doing this podcast so we can actually see you instead of just talking on WhatsApp every once in a while.
And has been a long time.
Yes.
Arya, where are you come from?
I'm from Iran, and I moved here 2017, and now I live in Amsterdam.
Okay, that's sort of a big change.
Yes, Iran to Amsterdam.
Yeah.
What can you tell us? What is the main religion there, and what language do they speak?
Well, in Iran, the main religion is Islam, and people speak Farsi, but we have different parts in Iran, like Kurdish part, Turkish, and some people also speak Arabic. So we have different kind of languages, but main language is Farsi.
Right. I think a lot of people don't know that. I think everybody thinks it's like an Arab.
They just speak one language, and it's actually many.
Yes.
There is a big difference between Iran and those countries around Iran. So we are not Arab, we are Persian. And most of the people here, they don't know. They think that they compare to Iraq or other countries, but no, we are not Arab. We are just Iranian. We are Persian.
Yeah, exactly. That's why actually normally I don't ask people to explain all of that, but I noticed the same thing, that people have that kind of assumption. We originally met at the Secret Garden a long time ago. And I think a lot of people also assume there that everything is Arab and Muslim, and
Arya, I'm really curious about what inspired you to come to the Netherlands, and how were you when you took that decision to come here?
Well, being gay in Iran, it's not easy. Actually, you are not allowed to be gay in Iran. So because government says we don't have gays, so they see it as a sickness, like you are not normal, so there is something wrong with you. And also, if you are transgender, you cannot be just transgender. You have to change your gender. You should be woman or man anyway in Iran by the law. So also being gay is not accepted by the government and also the society because of the religion and also the culture. And so it's kind of taboo, but a lot of gays are living there, and it's not easy as here, actually.
Is it? I imagine it must be really unsafe to be gay there. Like it's not. You cannot even remotely come out and say that you're gay.
No, not like that, because the government always observe you, like even the social media or the dating apps, which is illegal there, but government always observe these activities, and any second they can come and catch you. It's not a big deal. So and they easily can make a case for you, like a criminal case, and then they said, well, okay, he's not gay, but he did this crime, so that's why we have to put him in the jail or whatever.
That sounds awful.
Yes. Well, And at some point you decided to come here. What made you choose the Netherlands of all the countries in the world to choose?
Actually, I didn't have that much choice to come. I just had to find someone to help me to come to Europe. And I found someone who could arrange the visa and flight and everything. So he said I can arrange it for the Netherlands. That's why I moved here.
Oh, okay, so it wasn't necessarily conscious choice to
Yeah.
come here, but it was just the option that worked for you.
Yes,
Okay,
exactly. Because I had to leave anyway so fast. So the guy said Netherlands. I said, okay, good, perfect.
And here you are
Yeah, in Amsterdam.
in Amsterdam. How long did your process take before you were able to get your status?
In that time, it took around 40 days for me to go to the interview.
Wow, that's not what it's like now, right? It's just
Not at all, no. I don't know, in 2017 was a little bit less refugees here, and it took faster. And yeah, after 40 days, I got my permit, and exactly 2 days before the gay pride. So I got my permit and I was on a boat, and then I really felt the freedom of to be gay in the and to be yourself. It felt really good.
I can
And
imagine. That's an experience for all of us here. The first time we go to the Pride is like something like, wow, so this is what it is to be yourself.
yes, exactly.
quite an
And
experience in such a short time. My gosh.
Yeah.
yeah, and then I lived with two Dutch families for 6 months before I get my house. So it was a great experience to go to the culture immediately and just know and explore the country and the language and everything.
Yeah.
How is that language going for you?
Oh, it's difficult.
Yeah. What's your favorite Dutch word?
Gezellig.
Yeah, that's a good one.
We
We like
love that one too.
Yes, for sure. That's a good one.
Gezellig.
It's also the one where it's impossible to translate apparently correctly from to any language because it's a word that.
But when you learn it here, you will use it a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
But so your experience once you were here, you got your own place in Amsterdam. What was that like? Was it what you expected, or was it something completely different?
At the beginning, it's so exciting to come and all those process to stay here and feel this freedom and other things. But when I got my house and after a while, the life started to be more serious. Like I had to start my life. So the image that I had before about Europe and also Netherlands, about to be gay, about freedom and this stuff, it was totally different than what I saw here. And it wasn't easy for me to deal with this. It took time to accept, to adjust myself with this new situation. And it's so different, actually. This is free country. You are protected by the law. This is really nice. But I came from the country which I never could do these things that I do here. But I know why I do many things here, because I know what does it feel when you cannot do this. The thing is here, people are not aware about exactly what they have. So I see that sometimes they are like lost how to use this freedom or what is freedom, because for them it's normal. They grow up with these things. It's not a big issue. That's why they keep looking for something else. So try things differently or experience things differently, which is really weird for me, because I say, hey, you have this, just use it and accept it. Why you make it so complicated? So these are the things that I'm still struggling with that.
Yeah, and it's totally true. I mean, when we got here, this is just another word here, and we need to learn how to live with it. And I like So, and you really have to have the courage to do it. So, yeah, it's kind of impressive.
I think that the people here that live here, grow up here, they really have no idea what it's like to come from a country like yours or like your country. So they have nothing to compare it to, not to make it right or to give an excuse for it, but it just doesn't. It's not there.
Yeah.
So you don't even know.
It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist, so you don't even know it.
Aria, how old were you when you took that big step in your life?
What, to come here?
To come here and start all of that process to change.
Well, I was 28.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you were only 21 now. So how is that possible?
Yeah, that was surprising.
Thank you.
No, but it's a big adjustment. It's a big adjustment to come through all that journey that took you to get here, and the life that was before. Then you come here and you find the freedom, but the people that you're experiencing with don't know how to appreciate that freedom. And I think that can be really difficult and frustrating for most of you.
Yes. And other thing is that's really annoying sometimes. It's like I moved here because of my sexuality, because of I couldn't be myself in my country. But it doesn't mean that in my country we are poor or we have a camel or we don't know what is this, what is that, we are civilized and we had a life there, because most of the people think refugees are like they have nothing, or they are like they don't know anything. But I had a job there, I had a house there, I had a car, I lived with my boyfriend, but with a fake relationship in public, and in the same house, so for 4 years. And we all had a life there. It wasn't like we just came here with nothing. So we have a backpack with a lot of history with ourselves, and we had to move here. It's not like we needed something here to come, or because this is the image like many European people have, like we move here for job or for money or for what. No, it's not because of that. We had to because we wanted to be ourselves.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's why I think the group of our LGBT asylum seekers is, to me, super special, because I feel there's no difference. It could have been me if I was born somewhere else. That could have completely happened to me, regardless of my status, of where, what job I have or what I don't know or what school or whatever. It doesn't matter. Just because I'm gay and I'm living in another country, it could mean that I have to leave just to be myself.
And it's very important that the people here get know like it's not a choice.
No, it's not just a choice for.
It's not because you just want it.
Yeah, for money or something like that.
Exactly.
It's for it's just so you can be who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So I think that's why this is very important.
Yes, that's why we're trying to show people that that's how it works.
Yes, but about to be yourself here, it was a bit shocking for me, because I started to be myself, to act like myself, and then I started to face to a lot of judgments about how I look, how I talk, how I act. Oh, you are so gay. Oh, you are so feminine. Oh, you look like this. Oh, you wear this. And then I started to say, hey, where is that freedom, or where is that equality, or where is that the things that everywhere people say, oh, we don't judge each other, we don't, you can be yourself, just be yourself. But immediately when you be yourself, they start talking. Oh, did you see he's just came to this country and he looks like this, or he do that, he say this.
Yeah.
I think that this country was more tolerant in the past. I think the last 10 years has become a little more intolerant. Holland is kind of known to be liberal and to that everything is okay. But it's also not my experience as a gay man living in this country. I don't necessarily always feel safe to be exactly who I am. You're protected by law, and you are protected by, society in general, but there's still people with a lot of judgment that live in this society.
Yeah. Plus, here, like, you need to also that phase that like, okay, you start a new life, plus you are now a gay open, and the gay world is also something that you have to learn how to deal with.
Yeah, how to navigate in the gay
Exactly,
world.
because it's also a new thing for us. Like, okay, so now I am here, I'm gay, but now I need to learn how to deal with it because it's not what I thought.
Exactly. This is the journey actually to get into the gay life here, to be accepted, to be not judged, because you know, we can expect from outside gay life, like people judging or doing whatever. We say, okay, they don't understand maybe because they don't have the same feeling. We can make an excuse for that. But inside the community, like between gays and lesbians and all the LGBT, when we judge each other, when we ignore each other, when we, I don't know, most of my problems happened inside the community, not outside, because like we need that support that we don't have because we don't accept each other. We compare, we judge, we, you know, a lot of the stories. And we cannot expect from outside when we cannot accept inside, you know? This is a big issue here. Like, I am better, you are better, you look like this, you are Asian, you are black, you are feminine, you are trans, you know? Even in the dating apps, it's always like that. If you read the profiles, oh, no Asians, no black, if you just manly, just text me. You know, even inside the community, we have a lot of issues that we have to solve.
Yeah, I agree. I think that I've been saying it for a really long time. I think everybody always thinks that homophobic people are our enemy and that's the worst thing that can happen. No. But I always say our own community is the most judgmental and hateful towards each other than any other community.
Oh my God.
Like this rainbow behind us is really lovely, but the reality is not always that.
And sometimes people is just so toxic and they don't know, like, they don't know all you have just been through, plus to deal with all of that, like that is just really difficult for in yourself. Like, you really need to be strong enough to deal with it, because the gay community is not easy. I have to say it.
And especially not, I think, in Amsterdam. I think it's kind of worldwide. I've lived in many different places, but so I know the same thing happens there. It's not Holland per se.
Yeah.
But it must be hard to fall into that whole world out of coming from Iran in a whole another world.
Yes, exactly. And I think this is the only way that we can tell to the others that who we are exactly. Because like heteros, looking at us, how we behave to ourselves. And then when they don't see love inside, and respect, it's also, they say, okay, they don't respect each other. Why they expect us to respect them, you know?
Yes,
that's absolutely.
Yes. Well, I do like to end on a positive note because I totally agree with everything you're saying. But what has been your positive experience about being here and being in the Netherlands?
A lot of good experience also, because I joined to like many organizations, to the events, to see how is it, and to get more information about society and life here. So I met a lot of good people. I joined to the organizations, to the events, and met many people who try to help in the gay society and make change here. And I met a lot of good people, including you two guys. And I'm very glad that it happened, because it feels like, with a lot of issues, which is normal, but there are also many people who still, they are caring, they are supportive, they are positive, and they are really want to make a good change. So which is nice. And I made a lot of good friends also, which is a really good experience here. And I'm very happy about that.
Well, we are, for one at least, really glad that you made it here.
Yes.
And we love that we got to see you for a moment, because we miss everybody so much and we can't do our event, which is really too bad. But we do hope we can do that again and we can come say hello to you in Amsterdam.
Yes, like the old times. I just remember that.
Yeah. And be part of your positive experience in the Netherlands.
Yes.
Yes, right.
So I want to thank you for coming on today. I know, not everybody's willing to just talk about their stuff freely. And I think it's really helpful for other people to hear everybody's story so they can relate and understand and know they're not alone, but also see there's hope and that even after some struggles, eventually you land on your feet. And, we're proud of you.
Yes,
So.
it was really nice. And thank you so much, Arya.
Thank you too. It was really nice to talk with you. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
We see
Bye.
you. Bye. Okay, so that was Arya.
Super cute, Arya.
Yes, thank you so much, Arya, for that interview. Also, really real and honest and open about his experience here. I say this a lot to people that, we always think that the people who are homophobic are the ones that are so nasty to our group. But I find a lot of the times that LGBTQIRSTXYZ people in our own group are the cruelest to our group, within the group. There's a lot of really strange...
It's not what you think.
No. Sometimes there's a lot of hate going on between groups, and there's a lot of
judgmental people, though. They like to talk about the way you talk, the way you move, why, if you are girly, if you are masculine, if you are sportive, if you are queer, if you are whatever, they judge just everything. And I think as we talk in the interview, it's not what we think. Like, we think we come here and we just be ourselves and nobody will judge.
Well, and Amsterdam, is supposed to be the place super liberal and super open-minded. Well, our experience, even my experience, is not all that positive here. Not to make it a total negative thing, but it's definitely something to think about, and that people should be aware of, that even though we are an open-minded country and super liberal, there is a whole other layer to the LGBT community that, can sometimes be a little shocking when you first get here. Yes,
and I also think, like, if there is someone that is not from the group and it's just a Dutch person or from somewhere else that is not part of the group, it's nice to know that we come from, it's difficult to already come out of the closet, and it's just okay. We should know that we are doing that to each other, we should have aware, sometimes even you don't see and we do it, look at that guy is doing this. We shouldn't do that anymore.
You mean that we can be really critical of our own people?
Exactly.
Yes, sad but true, but it's also good to talk about it and be aware of it, and I hope that if anybody's watching it, that maybe they give it a moment, give it a pause, think about it. How much do I judge other gay people, and how unfriendly can I be sometimes to people,
and that we don't know anything about that person's life.
Yeah, we don't know, so you shouldn't judge.
Yes.
Anyway, I thought it was a really great interview. Thank you, Arya. We really appreciate you.
Yes, thanks a lot.
And also, it's so nice to see people again, because we've not been seeing people for almost a year.
Yeah.
One of the other people that I haven't seen in over a year and has changed a lot since I last saw him is Ellie from Secret Garden. Secret Garden is an organization in Amsterdam. I'll let him explain it, what they are geared towards, because I don't want to misinform anyone. But I was really blessed and lucky to be really involved in their meetings quite often. Also, I brought a lot of people there, because they have people that speak Arabic and many other languages, and can help them with a lot of problems that, to some point I couldn't help with. I enjoyed their meetings. I enjoyed the group there very, very much. They always made me feel like a part of the family. So I really wanted to make sure to bring Secret Garden on. Ellie did an interview with us, and so we should look at that.
Yes.
For our next guest, we have a very special friend of mine, so maybe you can just introduce yourself.
Yes, I'm Elias Karan, and everyone calls me Eli. Originally, I come from Lebanon. I was born in Beirut, and in 2015 fled my country, and I immigrated to the Netherlands. I used to be a refugee, not anymore, and soon Dutch, in the process in applying for the citizenship. And since I arrived to the Netherlands, I'm personally very active active person, and I was active in the gay community in Lebanon, with local organizations like Helm, like Mosaic. Since Lebanon is a country where homosexuality is forbidden against the law, and there is article in the Lebanese law that discriminate gay people and you can be in the jail. So I was active in the community. I thought, okay, I'm in a new country in the Netherlands, and I'm very social. I like to get in contact with people, same-minded people, that we share the same opinion or different. So I volunteered with many organizations, local organization in Amsterdam, different organizations for LGBT and the queer refugees and asylum seekers and newcomers. And one of these organizations, Secret Garden, that normally my main work, most of the projects that I organize is with Secret Garden. And also other organizations like annual International Queer and Migrant Film Festival here in Amsterdam.
Okay, and what does Secret Garden does?
Secret Garden is social organization for LGBT, as I mentioned before, for LGBTQ refugees, migrants. So migrants, I mean Dutch people with migrant background, and also newcomers. We have daily support for refugees from before Corona, at the beginning of the crisis, the Corona crisis, because not everyone was knowing what to do and how the things will be. We stopped for a while, but we tried to stay in contact with our network, with our people. And now, since the things are more clear, regarding meeting people and giving support, because Secret Garden, it gives different kind of support, education support regarding integration, language, finding a job, or helping the refugees in making portfolio to look for a job and finding job, regarding learning the language and integrating in the society, Also support, legal support, advocate. We try, if people come to us and they need legal support, they are not happy with their lawyers, they have no lawyers, people in the procedures, that they arrived in the Netherlands and they are in the procedure to get asylum, they are allowed to have an access for legal support. We try through our contact with 3 different lawyers. We work with the 3 different lawyers. They are specialized in migrant law. So we give legal support, and also we give social support. Social support, by organizing regular meetings every week, not anymore, unfortunately, because of Corona. Organizing exhibitions, meetings to give information about the asylum procedure here in the Netherlands, about health care issues for transgender people especially, and HIV people, like me, I'm HIV positive myself, and Secret Garden helped me a lot when I arrived, how to get access to medication. And now I also I do the same as Secret Garden helped me do projects also with at Secret Garden with other local organizations. AHF. This is, what is AHF? AHF is the AIDS Health Foundation. With this, we did collaboration work recently with them by having AHF checkpoint. And the AHF checkpoints, it's once a month where refugees and people who want to get tested for HIV, they can come and test for free, and they can get the results immediately.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say, of course, we know AHF really well because they were the main sponsor of our event that we did the last 4 years. And they also did the testing at our event for HIV, the fast test, and we're so appreciative of them. But what I found interesting about it is that sometimes I noticed that some of the organizations, because I'm glad to hear you're working with especially local organizations, that sometimes it's difficult for all of them to work together. There's like different kind of personalities or egos involved, and people clash. And I find that sometimes really difficult. I feel really blessed because I was always able to sort of sail through and deal with everybody. I've been to many of your meetings for Secret Garden. Really, really enjoyed them. I think what you guys are doing is really great. Especially because I can refer people there who speak Arab or come from a Muslim background, and I know that you guys will really take care of them.
And is that located in Amsterdam?
Yes, right. You were still located in.
We are located in Amsterdam, and as you mentioned also, Jordan, that people speaking Arabic but not also Arabic, our big group of our target group, mostly they speak Arabic. They come from Middle Eastern countries, Arabic countries, but also we have people from Iran, we have people from Africa, we have people from the Latin Americas, and also the language, as you mentioned, you refer them to our organization because the language is a big issue for many newcomers, especially they feel that they arrived in a foreign country. Most of them, maybe they don't know anything about the culture, about the people, about the language, and they find it hard to connect with people. Even some people, they want to be involved, to be active, like me, but also the language is a main problem.
Yeah.
So
I remember being at a meeting one time, and each thing was being translated in three different languages while we were all together.
Yes,
It's
exactly. So
amazing.
everyone can understand. Even through our daily support, because now with Corona, we can only provide the personal support, So people, they can come to us with their problems. If they have problems with the gemeente, with the municipality, with the schools regarding integration, with healthcare for many transgender, and they don't know how to speak in Dutch or in English. So we go with them and we translate.
And usually, how does the people from the ACC that doesn't know anything from here, how do they contact you usually?
We have our social groups online like Facebook and the website and the Instagram. So we try to stay active and close to the people through our pages. But also, people tells each other, and also people like Jordan, they are active in the community, because the services actually that we give and the support that we give, organizations say they don't give. Only local organizations like us, like Secret Garden, like Jordan, the event that you used to organize in Eindhoven.
The personal contact with the group and with the refugees is very important for you guys. Like, is what keep it together. It's not only the name, it's the personal connection that you have with us.
Yeah, and this is what I also wanted to say, because our target group depends a lot on the physical contact. Like me, for example, and this is because of the culture, because of the background, the societies that we come from. And it's very true, it's very important what you're saying, to stay in contact and connect with other people, especially now with Corona time, is really difficult. And that's why, especially this group we are dealing with, their problems are more, and they feel lonely more, We try, as much, because every week we have extra measures adding to tuition. It's already bad and it's going worse. Yeah, it's really difficult, but we try as much as we can, and our doors are still open, and people can still come for individual support and for personal support. We never stop giving personal and individual support, because we know this targeted group is really vulnerable. It's the most vulnerable group in the gay community, actually.
Yeah, I agree. I think I always say that, actually, because even within the whole group of refugees and asylum seekers, I find our group to be even a step further, of being vulnerable and in need of extra attention and help. How do you see things to go after, if we ever get out of this Corona thing, what Secret Garden will do once things go back to normal?
I hope today, before tomorrow,
Yeah. We'll do.
Yes, hopefully.
I think what was before Corona will never be the same after Corona. Is clear for me. Is also, I know it from my work, my paid job, the one that I'm surviving out of it. like they will not renew my contract, and my function at the company, it will not be there anymore, since my function is physical at the company. And I think many businesses in the future, they will close offices. They will give the human contact will be less, and many things will change. But we have a plan, reevaluate our meetings when Corona is over, when the first opportunity that people are allowed to come together again. And I think will be maybe after April, if at least half of the population is vaccinated, we hope.
Yes, well, I think what I miss the most is the personal contact and bigger groups and hugs, because I'm really a hugger.
Yes. And that's why I highlight, the physical contact, because it's very important to feel the other, as you said, you hug, you see his expression, you can feel his warmth, the warmth of other people, smiling, trying to touch each other. This is a basic thing that our target group needs,
Yeah, especially this group that we are really like lonely here. We don't have family, we don't have friends because we're new here. So it's very important for us to get some affection.
I think it's not the family thing. I chose my family here. I have no family here, So everyone can choose his family here, but it's also in the same time, it's not easy to have a family and to choose your family,
Yeah, well, you also have to be able to find them, so you have to take
to be able to find them, to feel comfortable, to be able to speak, to be able to be yourself, And if all of these are there, then I think things will be better. And I hope so when Corona is over, I'm sure we will see you at our office again.
Of course. Whenever I go to Amsterdam, I always try to make it on a Wednesday so I could come and see you guys.
Yes. And also during Corona, we tried, to offer because also our people, they have limited financial support. So I think also you did the same in Eindhoven, with gloves and mask and hand gel to clean, and to keep it tight. So we keep it up.
Yes, we do our best, right? It's a crazy time, but we do what we can. Anyway, yes. I really want to thank you. Our time is kind of up. I just wanted to at least highlight what you do now, what you did before, and what you're hoping to do once all this is over. We're going to stay in touch and make sure that we get through this with this group. And I think doing a podcast is at least a way to reach everybody at the same time. So,
and if people wants to reach us, they can visit our Facebook page, Secret Garden Foundation on Facebook, and www.stichtingsecretgarden.nl, and of course the Instagram.
We will put it.
Yes. Thank you so much for sharing with us.
Yes. Thank you for having me here.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
And we're back. That was our Secret Garden friend. I thought that was pretty informative. I think what's really great about that is that they are still having office hours. Well, many COC offices and things and groups are closed, are not able to do anything at the moment, and Secret Garden still seems to be able to help people on their office hours. So we will, we'll give that information at the end of the show of where to find them.
Even though we are during the pandemic, we still need some help. So
of course,
that's really good.
All the stuff still continues, and so it's really nice to know that they are still out there helping people. I've always really enjoyed the meetings, and I look forward to all of that starting again once things get back to normal. So thank you for that interview, and Secret Garden, we love you, and we hope that soon we can.
Yeah, and it's nice to see cases, and like in that case, he is just working for the group now that he has the opportunity. Like he been through all of that process, and now he's working for the group. So that's really nice.
Yes, and because of the different languages that people speak there, they can help a lot more people. Yeah. Especially people that just get here and don't speak English and clearly don't speak Dutch. Yeah. It's really
because we don't understand anything when we get here and we don't speak other language. So that's really helpful.
Yeah, you didn't speak any English when you got here.
No, not at all. So. Like 3 years ago, I didn't speak any English, but here we are doing our best.
Here we are. So, last but not least, we have another little 5-minute Sandro update. So let's see what Mr. Sandro has to say this week.
Let's have a look.
Yes.
Here I am again for my 5 minutes, and these minutes are difficult because, where to start? On the Facebook page from Cocktail Limburg, COC Cocktail Limburg, and on the Facebook page of LGBT Asylum Support, you can see a picture of Malon, or Angel, how she was being called. And I have to say being called because she committed suicide on the last Friday of February from her AZC in Echt, Limburg. And this is sad because I knew Malon already from 2018 in March. And because of an incident at her AZC. And this was a cruel incident. She was raped by 2 men and she was too scared to inform people. And when I heard this, I informed the COA, who didn't know what was going on. I informed the police and she was too scared even to report it at police. We tried to get her in an environment where she was safe and she could report this, but everything failed what we could do. We informed the junior minister. There was a discussion even in the parliament, and she couldn't report it at police. A rape incident is horrible at an AZC. And the persons who did this were never caught. I kept contact with Malon all the time, and at that moment she was called Angel. But last Friday, she committed suicide. And this is difficult because from the moment on she got raped, everything went wrong. And we tried to support her in all ways, all the time. But what happened is that Malon is a refugee coming from China. Refugees from China are rare. And what happened? Conversion therapy, something which is absolutely not allowed in Europe. When she came to the Netherlands, as many refugees, she was heavily traumatized already. And what happened in the Netherlands with the rape, it made it even become worse. And it's sad that someone is ending her life like this. At this moment, we are preparing a funeral together with COC Limburg, the COA. And we want to do this in a peaceful environment with a lot of respect. And it is not easy. And what we want to do is, besides this tragic incident, is also making an inquiry to all of you with the question, how are you? Because the impact of something for all of us who support the refugees, but also the refugees themselves, this is so difficult. So this inquiry will come this week or next week, because we need to keep in contact, and we need to, if there is something, let us know. Okay, that's a big story about Malon. Follow us on Facebook on this. And her story is also part of the letter we sent to the Prime Minister. In fact, this is a bigger story, but you can read it also on social media. The letter to the Prime Minister is a combination with several LGBT organizations and political parties. And in this letter, we are urging the Prime Minister to take steps to make AZCs safer for LGBTs. We're on top of this already for many years, but we want to have things changed. And in this letter, there is also the story of Malon included, but also some others, like the Russian guy who was in a timeout, 9 days in a cell with no heating, the transgender lesbian couple who was set out from AZC Ter Apel, where the police forced them and the COA forced them even to take away their child. Things like this, we are losing in this way our human measurements. So check our Facebook page, check the social media, and most of all, stay in contact with us. Okay, see you next time.
All right, another 5 minutes of Sandro. Never disappoints.
Yeah.
Always something going on.
We always need to get some information and updates because
Yes. So thank you, Sandro, for that. So already that's the end of episode 6.
yes.
We are. It's amazing how fast all of this is going. We hope that you guys are all enjoying the show. I wanted to add that, by the way, this week we started a new WhatsApp group for lesbian women. I feel almost like kind of bad that I didn't do that before, because I opened up the WhatsApp group and within an hour we had like 40 or 50 people in there. So everyone's really excited about it. Anyone who feels they are wanting to join it, just send me a message and I will add you.
Yeah, nice that they will have also their own space to just
Why not?
socialize and
Why
everything.
not? You know, let them do their women thing.
Yeah.
And I'm
Zelfmoord.
proud to I'm really proud to host that. So yay, female power.
Okay.
We're also going to have an episode on that coming up soon. So stay tuned for that. Don't forget the shout outs. If you have shout outs, send them to us. And you can win a mask. One of our really exciting masks that I would love to show you right now, but we don't have them here.
So we really hope you guys are enjoying this, and thanks a lot.
Yes, make sure to subscribe, leave us comments, and
Little like, you know.
yes.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks. Bye.
Good morning, Mr. Jordan. My shout out goes straight to you because of all the effort you have been putting in to make sure this organization is moving forward. I don't know how to thank you enough, but all I'm saying is that you are a great man of vision. So I so much appreciate all your efforts. More grace to your elbow, my leader, Mr. Jordan. Bye for now.
Yo. Way to go. Good job. Well done. You are the man. Thumbs up. You rock.
Hey, hi everyone. This is your boy DJ Harrison in the building. Hey guys, how are you doing? I know it's a crucial moment with the coronavirus and everything, but just have to keep on pushing. One thing you have to just have to sanitize, be real, be to yourself, and we can overcome this. The challenges too ahead of us, but keep on fighting. Big up to Jonathan and all the organizers. Please, you're doing a tremendous job with the X on TV. Keep it real, keep it going, and then we support you and we keep liking. Please, everyone, keep liking, keep pressing the button. I sign out.
Jordan's greetings to you and all the family members in the cocktail crew. I'm sending my shout outs to you, and everyone has the motto reach love of everything. So big ups to you always, Jordan.
Thank you so much for being with us today. We hope you will join us again next time, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Show us some love in the comments and share our show with your friends. We really want to thank COC Limburg, Mika, my co-host, and Amika Scott, and our guests, Ellie and Aria. And as always, thanks to Sandro for your 5-minute update. Do you have questions, ideas, or comments, a shout out, or do you want to be on our next episode with a talent or to tell your story? Please let us know. WhatsApp 06-111-20990 or send us an email at cocktail@coclimburg.nl. See you next time.